Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Get this going here. Boom, boom, boom. What is up, y'all? What is up? Not the stream I wanted to have tonight, but, you know, it is what it is, right? See what we got going on here. Bam. What's up, you guys? Some bad news today. Wemby is going to be out for a few weeks. A left calf strain. Dylan Harper, as we know, is still out. I think it's mainly precautionary. I agree, Martian. Um, Still tough though. Um, as you know, with those two Golden State losses, we dropped from second to sixth. I think we're fifth now, if I'm not mistaken. Um, we got Memphis tomorrow, which is a winnable game. The other problem is that obviously Dylan Harper is still out, and now I think Steph Castle. CBS News has reported that Steph will also be missing tomorrow's game. We know that he left, or he didn't play the second half of the Sacramento game yesterday. Um, yeah, we could definitely see a drop in the standings for sure, man. Not ideal, right? When you're trying to maintain in this tough Western Conference. But, I mean, injuries is part of it. It sucks. It sucks, man. Um, let's take a quick look where we're at. Obviously, I think we were in fifth starting today's action. Let's get that update, Martian. Yeah, so 9-4. Memphis tomorrow. Minnesota's 8-5. Full game behind us. The Warriors are creeping up at 9-6. The Suns at 8-6. I mean, you're really, honestly, you're 2.5, 3 games of completely falling out of the play-in. And then you got, I know we got some tough matchups coming up. You got Memphis tomorrow. Very winnable game at home. Atlanta on Thursday. Another winnable game. I think Trae Young's still out, but Jalen Johnson's playing like a madman. And then you got Phoenix on Sunday. We need to get that one back. But we need guys to step up badly. So this means obviously Cornette is going to start for the time being. Kelly Olynyk will probably be the backup center. Jeremy's going to get more minutes. You might see some extra minutes from Carter Bryant. And we're going to need De'Aaron Fox to be our go-to guy, obviously. That's going to be the main thing. If De'Aaron Fox can play the way he did yesterday, and I know it was Sacramento and they're terrible. We might be able to maintain for a few games, but once we run into those tougher matchups, it's going to be tough. Definitely going to be tough to maintain this record we have and to stay within the playoff race until Vic comes back. And then when he does come back, are they going to have a minutes restriction? At what point does Harper come back? Because yesterday, Mitch Johnson said that Dylan Harper was pretty close to coming back. So do we get him in these next couple games, or do him and Vic kind of ramp up together and come back at the same time? And then I guess Stephon Castle's day to day. So he probably missed tomorrow's game. But then after that, I mean, where are we? And I know with the calf strain, we said we don't want to rush anything back because it could lead to other things. But man, tough not to have Vic, Steph, or Dylan Harper. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say injury prone, man. I think last year the thrombosis thing, that's kind of like a freak thing, not a freak thing, but like a rare thing to have. Um, he has had some like back issues. I I didn't even see. Did anybody see him grimace or anything? And I guess it just happened after the game. When you cool down, obviously emotions are going. You're ramped up. You're amped up. You don't feel maybe an injury, and I guess overnight maybe he just got tightness, and they thought something there. And obviously, you want to be very very careful with the calf strain because it leads to other things. We've said this multiple times, right? Look at Tyrese Halliburton. Look at Jason Tatum. Look at Dame Lillard. Look at Kyrie. They're all dealing with Achilles, and that stems from calf strains. So you want to be very, very precautious with that, and I think that the Spurs are going to do. I think Martian said they were going to be extra precautious in this. Yeah, it was a hip injury, Martian. It was a hip injury that kept him out of the second half. He was on the bench. He was there, but I mean, right when they came back from the half, he didn't start, and they announced it right away that he wasn't going to be back in the game. So, tough losing all these guys, man. And right when you feel like you're building something, right when you think Harper's going to come back and we're going to get something going, get some momentum, have our full roster, now that Kelly and Jeremy had came back, it's just bad timing. But Golden, I wouldn't say injury prone. Um, but I mean, I guess I could see where other people would say that he is. Now, if it's reoccurring like something like Anthony Davis or Kawhi, then we got bigger issues. Yeah, man, I hate injuries. I'm sure he'll be back, no problem, in a few weeks. Yeah, I think they're thinking 2 weeks, Golden. Um, and again, you got some games, right? You got Memphis, you got Atlanta, then you got Phoenix. We can get that one in Phoenix. They just need to play way better than they did that first time we went to Phoenix. Obviously Memphis and Atlanta are both at home, and if our other guys can show up the way they've done all year, and De'Aaron can lead the way, I think we can get it done. Devin needs to step up. Keldon needs to step up. Jeremy needs to step up. I thought Kelly Olynyk played really, really well yesterday. Martian, I'm sure you watched the game. Golden, I'm not sure if you did. But I thought the way they played off of him, the high pick and roll, the handoffs, the dribble handoffs that Kelly Olynyk was doing, the pass that he was doing to like KJ underneath the basket. I thought Kelly Olynyk played, and we called it before, right? We said he had a game like Boris Diaw, and I thought he played really, really well. People assume he's injury prone because of his height and hasn't had a significant injury yet. Yeah, like I said, he had the little like back spasms before last year, before the thrombosis injury. He had a couple of games where he missed because of his back, sore back, but nothing kind of like, again, I hate to use Anthony Davis as an example, but that to me is what you consider injury prone. It's one thing after another with Anthony Davis. And I hope we don't get to that. And I don't think that's what Vic is. Um, it's gonna be a tough few weeks, man, without Vic. But we're gonna see what we got because Vic's gonna come back and he's gonna be Vic. It's these other guys that are gonna have to step up, and I think this will be huge. I think this will be huge for their confidence if they can, you know, maintain somehow. Obviously, I don't expect them to win every game, but I thought yesterday we played with more pace because it was less slowdown. Let's less give Vic the ball, let him create. I thought it was a collective unit who all came together to make plays, and that's what we're gonna need. That's what we're gonna need through the next few weeks. At least more minutes are available for other guys. I want to see more of Bryant. Yeah, me too, man. Man, his shot looks so nice, Martian. He's just he's not there yet. They're gonna start falling for him. I have no doubt. Um, he gets a little erratic with the ball, but he's young. He's 19 years old, man. So he'll figure it out. But that jump shot looks good. Looks really really good. Hey, Martian, De'Aaron Fox is just doing whatever he wanted yesterday. He's just getting to the basket, crossing dudes over. And then the way he was directing Luke Cornett on the pick and roll, did you see that? Where he was like, cut. And that's when he, hit him with that alley oop. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was a masterpiece by Fox. So yeah, Castle, hip injury. Again, CBS News is saying that he's going to be out. I haven't heard that from anybody else. I don't know if you guys have. If that's confirmed or not. Let's check the old X. Yeah, it's all about Wemby. Nothing on Castle. At least I haven't seen anything. Yeah, Bryant's shot is just usually a little long. That's kind of adrenaline thing. Yeah, he's a little too amped up, banking it off the back of the rim, right? The jumper looks good. And while we're talking about jumpers, can we talk about Jeremy Sohan's jumper? It still looks a little mechanical, but obviously it's way better than it was. And the important thing is that he's knocking them down consistently. His jumper looks good. His free throws look good. And Jeremy's still getting in his groove. Obviously, he had that one game where he had 6 minutes, so that was kind of a wash. He had that great game against the Lakers. I think Jeremy's still ramping up and getting to where he needs to be. That's important too. Keldon looked like Keldon yesterday. His jump shot's not falling right now, but it's not really what you have Keldon out there for. He's always attacking the basket the way he does, rebounding. I love how aggressive Keldon has been down low in the paint. Oh man, rough, rough. When I got that today, I was at work and I was like, damn. I was hoping he'd be all right and come back tomorrow. Um, what do we got on tonight's docket? The Clippers and the 76ers are about to be at halftime. Clippers are up by 5. Would be amazing if the Sixers could pull that one out. Who else is in the West playing tonight? Thunder Pelicans. Well, I think we know how that one's gonna end up. Mavericks T Wolves. Can the Mavericks do us a big solid, big solid, and beat the T Wolves tonight? Could it happen or wishful thinking? Could the Bulls knock off the Nuggets? Highly unlikely, but go Bulls. That's it. A lot of East teams tonight. So we need the Sixers to beat the Clippers. That would be nice. And the Mavericks to beat the T Wolves. And somehow the Bulls to beat the Nuggets. I don't know that'll happen, but again, wishful thinking. Let's look at the Spurs schedule. If we're saying he's going to be out 2 weeks, right? Okay. So we got the Grizzlies tomorrow, the Hawks on Thursday. I think those are winnable games, both. This is just me predicting. Then the Sun Sunday in Phoenix. I don't think they'll play as well as they did against us on the first time, but you're also without Vic. They do have Dylan Brooks back. No Jalen Green. I feel so bad for Jalen Green, man. He had just come back. Gettable game. Then the Trailblazers. Wednesday the 26th. That's gonna be a tough one. The Trailblazers are playing well. Oh, and then Friday against the Nuggets. That's not gonna be good. Jokic is out of his mind right now. The T Wolves Sunday. Then you play Memphis again. The Magic, the Cavs, the Pelicans, the Wizards, the Hawks. So not an overly difficult schedule, but if you can somehow in the 2 weeks win half your games without Vic, I don't know how long Steph's going to be out. That's going to be a big part of it too. You need De'Aaron Fox to just go back to his Sacramento days and be you know what else? Be a 30 point a game scorer, honestly. If not, I think you're kind of in trouble against especially like the Nuggets, the Cavs, the T Wolves, probably Portland. Portland's a good team. The other thing I wanted to touch on is, did y'all happen to see the Draymond Green podcast today? So I listened to it, I watched it, and I obviously you think what you will about Draymond Green. Um, Not my favorite person either, not my favorite player. Um, but he has nothing but great things to say about Vic, even after the whole altercation thing, or not altercation, but you know how they got face to face. Um, he complimented Vic. He said, "Hey, Vic is not scared of me. I was talking to him. He said that he had blocked him to play before, and that he got in Wemby's face and told him that you're too small." And Vic was like, "What?" And he was like, "All right." And then that next play when he dunked on me, he said Wemby got right back in his face, and he said, "I have nothing but respect for that dude." And he compliments the Spurs. He said the Spurs are no joke. It's not a fluke, and he expects the Spurs to make the playoffs this year. So again, think what you want about Draymond. I know his antics on the court can be very, very annoying. Again, to me too. But he has nothing but great things to say about the Spurs. So, I mean, again, not our favorite player, but you can't argue the dude's basketball mind. So hopefully he's right. And I think this is just a minor setback that we'll bounce back from. So wishing Wemby well. Wishing Steph a speedy recovery. Again, still haven't got full confirmation on Steph. CBS News is reporting that he's out, but I don't know how credible CBS News is. Unless Shams is saying it, I kind of ignore everything else. I don't know about you guys. And I don't think Shams has said anything about Steph Castle. Let's check and just make sure I didn't miss anything. Grizzlies say star Ja Morant will be reevaluated in 2 weeks due to a grade 1 calf strain. Another calf strain around the league. Especially with someone like Ja Morant, who's explosive the way he is, that can be very, very scary. So, probably the 2 games that we play Memphis, they will be without Ja Morant. They still got Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Wells. They got still a young team, capable. They're not playing very good, but just because Ja Morant's playing doesn't mean we can come out and just lay a dud. We need those 2 games against Memphis. Yeah, so nothing on Steph Castle still. So again, until Shams reports something, I think we hold hope that Steph's okay. His was a hip soreness. I don't know what that means. He was on the bench. He looked pissed off that he couldn't play, so maybe he'll come back. Hey, appreciate you, Rick. If you're in here, I see you, buddy. How are you, man? But yeah. So some gettable games for sure. Good, man. It's good to see you, brother. Hope you and the family are all right. We're overreacting to Wemby's injury, Rick. Wemby, Castle, Harper. Just a crummy time, man. It felt like, we were getting healthy. We got Jeremy, Kelly, all back, Luke back. And now really a day and a half, you lose 2 of your main guys in Castle and Vic. Again, we're gonna be okay. They're nothing major, but they're gonna be very, very precautious, just because of the nature of a calf strain and what else it could lead to. You don't want that to happen. Calf strains, dude. Yep. And it seems to be everyone around the league right now, man. Like, it's crazy. Did they ever have this many calf strains before? Harper should be close, Martian. Yes, Mitch Johnson did kind of hint at that yesterday in his press conference, or maybe Sunday. So I wonder, could it be like the low top shoes or something? I don't know. What can it be? Can't blame the turf. Nope. Could it be low top shoes? I remember when we were growing up, Rick, we had those David Robinsons. They were up to our calves. I don't know, man. Facts. Hashtag factual statements. I I don't know, guys. Martian, do you think we can maintain a six spot? They had ankle straps, everything. But now you would think they have like all these like compression things and ice baths after. And I will say, these kids, I'm going to call them kids, these kids today are so much more explosive. Obviously, you had your freaks back then too, but these kids nowadays, man, they're so explosive going to the basket. You look at somebody like Shaden Sharp from the Trailblazers, the dude could jump from way past the free throw line if he wanted to dunk. Someone like Derek Jones from the Clippers, that dude could fly out the gym. He's injured. Like Derrick Rose, man. Do y'all remember the first time y'all saw Derrick Rose? I'd never seen anything like that. Like he was kind of like Stephon Marbury, but way more explosive. I think players are just reaching the limits of human capabilities. Players are longer, faster, and thinner. Hey, man, I can't argue with that, Martian. I can't argue with that, man. They are athletic freaks. I wonder if a lot of it has to do with like they're playing a lot more, right? Like you're playing, especially like you're coming in from high school, you're playing AAU, you're playing every summer, you're almost playing year-round basketball. And then when you get to college, you're practicing and you're, gearing up for the NBA. And then the NBA, I don't know how much you're practicing anymore, right? It's a lot of film. I don't know. I don't know if it's got to be something, man. Cuz I never remember injuries happening like this. I mean, the Spurs always had their stuff, but it was more Pop just saying, screw ESPN. We had a big game against the Lakers or something, and I want to sit Tim, Tony, and Manu. But it was just him resting them. I think that has something to do with it, Martian. I'm no expert at all, but I don't know what else it could be, man. Oh my God, the Cowboys are about to start. Who's gonna? And they're playing the Raiders. Sheesh. Yikes. Who's gonna abuse themselves and watch that game? And I'm a Cowboys fan, but damn, there's only so much you can take between the Cowboys, the Longhorns, and now today's news that Vic is out. Been a rough time for us Texas residents. If you're a Cowboys, Longhorns, and Spurs fan, that's true, Martian. That's true. I'm not saying anything. You said it, but that's very, very true. It's all about load management now. Um, MJ didn't play that. If they were healthy or they could walk, they were playing. It's very, very true, man. So realistically, if you can, I mean, realistically, right? You have two games against Memphis. You have Atlanta a couple of times. You got Phoenix Sunday. If they can hover in that play in still, because you also got some tough ones. You got Cleveland, you got Denver, you got Orlando, who's playing way better than they were at the beginning of the season. Portland's no easy game. They're gonna be tough. They're young. They're athletic. Tiago, I think, is doing a great job. And can we give Portland some credit? They're going through a lot right now. The whole Chauncey Billups betting scandal thing. That was their head coach. They were playing hard for him. I think Tiago's come in and done a great job with that young team. I think the Spurs should stay afloat. I like that, Martian. I like the confidence, buddy. MJ would play with a termite infested wooden leg. Everybody remembers the flu game, right? Everybody remembers the flu game. And I'll just give an example of that, and no shade, because I think Steph Curry's top 5 all time, and y'all saw what he just did to us. But that's a prime example. They said Steph Curry had a cold, and y'all saw what Jordan did with the flu. I'm just saying. That's kind of what Martian is saying, that players back then were more inclined to play through. But Martian, to be fair, I think the teams also tell the players, nah, we can't risk it. We need you. It's a lot more like a business now too, right? You need your guys out there as much as possible to sell tickets and all that stuff. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. It's just shitty on both ends, man. There's got to be something that's gonna be got to be done about it, and they are trying to do it, saying you have to play a minimum of 65 games in order to win awards, and obviously that bit Vic last year. He didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. This really should be Vic's going on his third back to back to back Defensive Player of the Year. He should have won his rookie year. They gave it to Gobert. Hey, it is what it is. I thought he should have won it. I'm sure a Spurs fan would agree. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Most of the time, the players do want to play. I mean, De'Aaron. Look at De'Aaron at the beginning of the season. He was like, "I'm ready," but the Spurs are being very cautious with it. But De'Aaron wanted to play. Zion's come out and said the same thing. And y'all know, not see to me, I don't know if Golden's still in here. That is injury prone. Zion, there's always something going on with Zion, Anthony Davis, those guys. That's injury prone to me. But he said the same thing. He's like, I'm ready. I want to go. I want to play, but the Pelicans are not letting me. So, I don't know. They really do got to figure out what's going on with these calf strains, man. It's got to be something. BC, bruh, I bought tickets for tomorrow's game to see Wemby. Damn, brother. I'm sorry, man. That sucks, brother. I'm sorry. But you should go still. Support your ass off. Support their ass off. Wait, what? Timeout. Support still, man. They're gonna need you, man. They got to do it as a unit now. We need De'Aaron Fox to be that scorer that he was in Sacramento, which he was yesterday. He absolutely did whatever he wanted all game. We need Devin, Keldon, Jeremy. We need everybody to step up, man. Luke Cornett, I think, I can't stop raving about how good I think Luke Cornett is for this team. I really can't. He does all the little things that contribute to winning. Screens, box outs, deflections, blocks, rebounds. I absolutely love Luke Cornett, man. BC, I'm so sorry, man. That sucks, dude. Apparently, Dylan Harper's close, is what Mitch Johnson kind of alluded to yesterday. So, hopefully, man, you get another game later in the year or soon where they're all healthy. And you know, BC, not to add insult to injury, but you know Ja Morant's not playing either, right? We really need the Sixers to win tonight. Hey, guess what it is, BC? A calf strain, dude. I'm telling you, man, something's going on. Something weird's going on. um, let's see what the score is. Damn. 59-47 Clippers. We need to keep a close eye on that one, guys, because that could help us tremendously. These dudes got to start wearing high top. We were just talking about that. Do you think that's what it is? We were just talking about that, and then BC, we also alluded to like these players now are so much more explosive. Of course, you have your anomalies, you have your MJ's, Kobe's, Tracy McGrady's, but for the most part, all of these kids now can jump out the gym. They're fast, they're faster, they're bigger. I don't know, man. We did think about that same thing though. Everybody wears Kobe's and Booker's and KD's now, and they're all low tops. It's just high tops they just don't look as cool. But don't you think that would be more ankle sprains than calf sprains or calf strains? I know I used to have glass ankles, dude. Almost every other time I stepped foot on a basketball court, I was twisting my ankle. Um, Come on, 76ers. We need them to catch up. But it looks like the Clippers are pulling away now. 62-49 with 9 minutes left in the third. That could really, really help us out if the Clippers lost and somehow Dallas can beat Minnesota. Because Minnesota's right behind us. Then Golden State. And Golden State, obviously, they're playing a lot better. The Bulls and the Nuggets. Don't think the Bulls can pull that one out, but weirder things have happened. Dallas and Cooper, I think, have looked a little bit better. Didn't they just get a win? Yeah. Um, they moved him from point guard, right? Finally, they were doing him no justice and leaving him at the point guard position. He was out of position. He's 18 years old, man. Expecting that dude to run that team with no Anthony Davis, with no Kyrie, they put him in a tough spot. Hey, Martian, do you recall that guy that was in here the other night? His name was like, I don't know, at 265-807 or whatever. I remember him. I made a video a couple of months ago, and he commented on one of my videos that, how I like to get hype about the Spurs, and I think we're going to finish top 6, 50 wins. He commented on one of my videos saying that we were the only team that was going to be worse than us was the Jazz. I want him to pop in here because now I remember him. Wild, wild statement. And I want him to retract that. Like, LOL, exactly. He was being a negative Nancy, dude. He was like, "Oh, it was after Golden State, obviously." He's like, "Trade everybody. The Spurs suck. They're not gonna go anywhere." I'm like, dude, we're 8-4, bro. Chill out. But now I remember him, and now it seems to be a trend that he's just gloom and doom. He might be a subscriber, so I better stop talking shit. He was talking about trading Fox. He was talking about trading Jeremy. He was talking about getting PJ Washington, which obviously I wouldn't mind. He was talking about getting Trey Murphy, which you know how I feel about that, Martian. I beat that one to death, how much I want Trey Murphy, but he was like, I was like, dude, Steph Curry went off for 49, bro. I mean, what do you want? Shit happens. You wanted to trade everybody. He wanted to fire Mitch Johnson. Fire Mitch. Triple OG, what's up, bro? Overreacting on losses. Do they sting? Sure. But wanted to blow up a team early. Yeah, I agree, dude. And I'm telling you, this guy, I made a video, Triple OG, saying that the Spurs are going to finish top 6 and have 50 wins. And he was on there saying that the Spurs are going to be the second worst team in the West, only to the Jazz. And it didn't pop into my head till after the live. I was like, oh, that's that same dude. Fire Mitch Johnson. They gave him the job for free. All kinds of stuff. And what do y'all think about that last shot from Fox? Y'all okay with him taking that against Golden State? I am, personally. Yes, he maybe could have thrown a lob to Wemby, but you don't know how that ends up, right? You don't know if Draymond, maybe he draws a foul on Draymond. But, like, I think De'Aaron Fox has proven he can knock that down enough. The other thing with throwing Vic a lob, there was 2.6 seconds left. I don't know. I mean, I think Wemby said that Mitch drew up a play for him or Fox to get it. Fox had to go to the backcourt to get it, then come up. Yes, dude. Oh, turnovers have been not just last game, Triple OG. They need to clean that up for sure, man. As a matter of fact, Triple OG, this last game started against Sacramento. Right when it tipped off, I said, all right, let's take care of the ball. Right when I said that, I mean 5 seconds into the game, Steph Castle threw the ball away. Turnover. We really need to clean them up for sure. But again, young team, man, they're learning. Especially with like Steph Castle at the beginning of the year having all the ball handling duties until Fox came back. You're going to have turnovers, man. 20-year-old running offense, trying to get his team involved. And that's the other thing, like, they're frustrating. Those turnovers are frustrating. But Steph Castle, they're not selfish turnovers. He's trying to get his teammates involved. It'd be one thing if he was just, getting the ball stolen from him all the time or dribbling off his foot or some shit like that. But defense is just reading his passes. So yeah, guys, not the best news came out today, but that play I would have liked to see Fox throw it to Wemby as opposed to the shot he took. A contested 15-foot fadeaway is a tough shot. It is. I mean, I would have preferred Vic to take the last shot also, but De'Aaron Fox can make that shot. But I do agree with you. I would have preferred Wemby to take it. Again, Fox had to go past half court line to get the ball and with 6 seconds and then run it up to get that play. I don't know how they would have got it to Vic quicker and allowed him to kind of make a move in that time. But I mean, It's all over, man. It is what it is. We should have stole one of those. Truly, we should have stole both of those. They're a young team learning how to win down the stretch. And that's the other thing, Triple OG, as frustrating as turnovers are, them losing these leads, they gotta learn to keep putting their foot on these teams' throats. It's like they're playing not to lose instead of playing to win the last like quarter or whatever. We did it against Toronto. We did it against Brooklyn. We almost did it against Chicago. All these games we've had huge leads. Pelicans, we've had huge leads, and we're letting these teams back in. So it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, man. See how this the Nets. Yep, the Nets especially, man. Cam Thomas was torching us. Yeah, that Brooklyn one was frustrating. The Lakers, I think we had the lead against the Lakers too. They came back, beat us. Some tough losses, man. But again, young team learning how to win. Again, they were without De'Aaron at the time, so they'll get it together. They'll figure it out. These next couple of weeks are going to be huge for these other guys, man. I hope we get to see a lot more of Carter Bryant. So yeah, I agree. Yesterday's win was refreshing. Yet, and again, you take it for what it is, right? It was a Sacramento team that's what 2-10 or something like that, but still, you love to see them take care of business the way they should, especially without Vic and Steph Castle in that second half. They came together as a team. Everybody contributed the way they've been doing all year. Julian hit some big shots. That's the other person we need to step up. Julian. It's like either Julian's really, really on or he's really, really off. And when Julian's on, he's on both sides. He's hitting shots. He's getting defensive steals, blocks, rebounds. It seems like when he's off offensively, he's kind of completely out of the game. Like, okay, cool. If your shot's not on, at least help on the defensive end, help on the glass. I think Julian has a big opportunity to be more consistent. Just my opinion, though. Um, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Julian. He can light it up, then other times he can drive me fucking insane. But yeah, man. Just wanted to come on here, talk everybody off the ledge. We're going to be okay. Things are going to be all right. We got a couple of favorable games coming up that we can absolutely win. Couple against Memphis. Memphis does not have Ja Morant. Not to say we can take that one easy, right? But, Memphis is a different animal with Ja Morant. You got Atlanta without Trae Young. Winnable game at home. You also got some tough ones. You got Cleveland coming up. You got Denver coming up. You got Minnesota. Anthony Edwards is on a mission since he came back. So, just maintain, man. Maintain around that 5-6. Even the play-in until you get healthy. All indications that Dylan Harper is going to be back very, very soon, which will be huge. So, especially if Castle's going to be out for an extended period of time. We don't know about that hip. Still haven't heard anything from Shams saying he's out. So, I'm guessing that's going to be day to day. But anyway, guys, hope y'all have a good evening, man. Hang in there. Spurs are going to be okay. We're going to get healthy. We're going to get right back to it. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one. Peace.